In the last 15 years, digiscoping has completely changed the face of hunting, shooting, and birdwatching. While at one time one could only reminisce by memory, nowadays the average person with a smartphone and an optic can capture high quality video and share that video or pictures with anybody. In this time frame, several products have hit the market that aid in this technique. More recently, a couple of products have hit shelves that claim to be superior than these other products. Today, we're going to put those to the test. At the end of this video, you're going to know which setup I'm going to be taking to the field and which one I recommend for you to put in your pack. What's up guys, I'm Bryson from BBAZ Outdoors and I want to thank you for coming over to the channel. Over the last 15 years, I've been digiscoping. Probably like you, I was the guy that had my phone held up to whatever optic I was using at that time, and I would hold it as steady as possible, not too close, not too far away, and get whatever footage I could. Well, I had to go deep into the archives to find these clips because they all suck. I didn't share them with anyone because they're too blurry to see what I'm even looking at, and they're too shaky to really even make out what's going on. About 5 years ago, I went on a limb and decided to purchase this product right here. I got on Amazon and found the GoSky Universal Adapter. This thing attaches to just about any phone and just about any optic and does a dang good job of capturing digiscoping. Is it sexy? No. Is it fast? No. However, it got the job done. In one of my more recent videos, the 10 Coos kill shots, most of the footage that I captured in those, I used this adapter right here. 2 months ago, I decided to drop some cash on a product that would help me be more efficient and help me digiscope even better. If there's anything that you know in the last 10 years about digiscoping, it's that PhoneScope has had the majority share of the market and they've done a dang good job of the digiscoping world. What they do is they take an adapter that goes on your specific optic, a phone case that matches your phone specifically, and perfectly marries them together for the ultimate digiscoping experience. So I thought. About 2 weeks after that came in the mail, I had literally taken it out once. I started seeing some of my favorite YouTubers talking about a couple of new products on the shelves.
And there's a sweet new product that's hitting the market right about today.
Why this product is so different and some of the problems that it solves.
We have a really cool tool with us today too to help document it. We have all new company and product. Yes, Eric Chesser, Chris B, Brian Call, thank you guys a lot. My wife's really appreciative of how much money I just spent in the last 2 months. Cha-ching! All right, time for a new angle and a new wardrobe. So with the two new systems on the market, I opted to buy the two magnetic systems, MagView and Ollin, and put them to the test against the other two that I already had to see which one was the best. I did this by creating my own scoring system using 6 different characteristics. Each of the characteristics I think is extremely important, but the first 2 characteristics in particular are the most important when it comes to a digiscoping platform. The first characteristic is speed of acquisition of the image. It's extremely important when you're out in the wilderness with moving animals to be able to connect your system as soon as possible so you don't lose track of the animal as it goes into a bush or over the ridge. When testing speed, I wanted to test 2 particular characteristics. Not all of the systems are designed to be on the optic or on your phone at all times. Some are, and I think this is a big benefit when it comes to trying to be fast when you're digiscoping. Specifically, the GoSky system is quite bulky and not going to be something that you're going to carry on your phone at all times. Same thing with the PhoneScope. There's a piece of the case that is designed to be removed from the case like this so that it's easier to put in your pocket. That's supposed to be on your phone at all times. This will be attached later, and it goes on quite quickly. However, for the Ollin system and the MagView system, those are supposed to be on your optic, and the case is supposed to be on your phone at all times, so you should be ready to go no matter where you are in the field. As expected, when it came to setup, the GoSky system took approximately 30 seconds to set up. Coming in at a distant second but close third was the PhoneScope system at about 14 seconds and the MagView system at about 16 seconds. The Ollin system, with how quickly you're able to attach this part to the optic, took only about 10 seconds to set up. The next crucial aspect, obviously, of speed is taking the setup system and then acquiring the image. I wanted to basically recreate the fact that I was sitting in the field doing some glassing, and then all of a sudden I saw the target that I wanted to digiscope, and I wanted to go from looking through the optic to connecting the system to the optic. I did this 4 times for each platform and then averaged the scores. The last place finisher for this actually surprised me. MagView of all the systems came in last at 15 seconds. Here's why. When using the MagView system, you're lining up your phone using some kind of indicator or the grid on your camera to get it centered onto the magnetic portion of the optic. Unfortunately, you don't always get it right, and sometimes it gets off kilter and your image gets messed up. During one of the trials on the test with the MagView system, the phone quickly connected to the system and was off kilter, so I had to take it off and restart from scratch. This time took 24 seconds to acquire the image. If you were to take that outlier out, it still took longer on average with this system than any of the other systems. Coming at 3rd place at about 7 seconds was the Ghost Guy system. Now, I might be a little biased when it comes to this system because I've been using it for about 5 years and I'm pretty proficient. But I was actually surprised at how fast it was to acquire an image with this system. Coming in at about 6 seconds in 2nd place was the phone scope. Now, I've only been using the phone scope for a couple of months, but it was pretty easy to pick up, and it was very clear to me that you can get an adequate image quite quickly with the phone scope system. However, blowing all the systems out of the water when it came to speed, the Ollin system came in at a blistering 2 seconds. It blew me away at how fast I could acquire a good accurate image with this system. The system is specifically designed to connect quickly and to center the image perfectly. So for each category, including the speed category, I assigned a score of 1 to 5 in order to use that score to compare everything in the end. Because it took so long to set up the Ghost Guy platform, I gave it a 2. I ended up giving the MagView system a 3 because I felt like it was shocking how long it took me to acquire an image from the phone in my lap to onto the optic. The phone scope I gave a 4, and for the Ollin system I gave a perfect 5. All right, category 2. The next most important characteristic of digiscoping is quality of image. Ideally, a digiscoping system will perfectly align the camera onto the optic so that it's a centered image and there's no vignette. Also, it will allow the perfect distance between the camera and the lens on the optic to give a good clear image in the center of the frame. When first looking into this category, I also wanted to examine whether limiting the lens choice and settings of the camera would affect the quality of the image. What I'm referring to here is that some digiscoping systems only allow you to use one of the cameras on the back of an iPhone. I'm specifically talking about an iPhone because that's what I used in my setup. As you can see here, there's 3 different lenses on this iPhone. The Ollin system in particular only allows you to use one lens of those 3, whereas the other systems allow you to use the other lenses on the back, specifically this lens here, which is the telephoto lens. Without getting too far into the weeds, each lens has its own abilities and characteristics and also allows for certain settings to be used on the camera. Certain sensors within the camera and on the back of the iPhone allow the camera to seamlessly switch between one or the other lenses in certain situations. Considering there was a limitation with the Ollin system, I wanted to see whether this actually had an effect on the image quality. After a couple of hours of testing and zooming in and zooming out, what I found was there were a couple of limitations in regards to the Ollin system using that specific lens and not the telephoto lens, which is something that you can use on, let's say, the phone scope system or the Ghost Guy system. I also recognized that certain sensors on the back of the phone didn't allow for use of the telephoto lens while using the MagView system, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I felt like that was also a limitation there. For example, in extreme distances, as you'll see in these clips, there is a difference between using the telephoto lens and using the other lens, the kind of everyday lens that the Ollin system uses. You can see that there's better clarity with the telephoto lens when you're looking at something that is several miles away. However, for the vast majority of settings and scenarios when you're digiscoping, what I found was that there was really not much of a limitation to not have the ability to use that telephoto lens. As you can see in this clip here, the Ollin system had no problem capturing a crisp high-definition image at about 800 yards to 1,000 yards. For the Ghost Guy system on the 1 to 5 scale, I ended up giving it a 3 for image quality. What I found was it was kind of difficult to get an image that didn't have some kind of vignetting. I ended up giving the phone scope system a 4 for image quality, where it did do a pretty dang good job of centering the image. I recognize that oftentimes there was a little bit of a cant of the phone on the optic, and that allowed for a little bit of vignetting, and so I found myself having to correct that frequently. I ended up giving the MagView system a 4 out of 5 because it also had limitations in which lens I could use. For the most part, when I gave it a little time to adjust the phone on the system, I recognized that I was able to get a very centered image and a very clear image with little to no vignette. Finally, I also gave the Ollin system a 4 out of 5. Merely because of the limitation, once again, of the use of the lenses. Yes, it does make little difference, but because there is a limitation there, I think there is room for improvement. For category number 3, I wanted to evaluate the cases for each of the different systems that were used for the phone. A good phone case is typically sturdy and durable, ergonomic, and easy to get in and out of a pocket, and most importantly, not annoying. Yes, this is kind of subjective, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of you will agree on some of these points. The Ghost Guy system is designed to be universal and connect to just about any phone in any case. Because of this, the user has the ability to pick which case they want to use with the highest standard of durability, ergonomics, and usability. So for case usability, I gave the Ghost Guy system a perfect 5 out of 5. PhoneScope has made changes in recent years to make their phone cases more ergonomic and user-friendly. As I showed you before, the case comes with a removable attachment. This makes the case easier to get in and out of pockets and allows it to be something that you can carry around every day without much hindrance. I will say that one feature that I really appreciate on the phone scope is the ability to move this part and which allows you to use all of the lenses on the back of the phone. I think that really expands your opportunities for using your phone if you're going to use it to film the rest of your hunt. While the case is better than it used to be, I still think it's quite bulky. The sides are a little slick, making it quite easy to slip and fall out of your hands. So I ended up giving the system a 4 out of 5. Category 3 is where I thought the MagView would really shine. One of the biggest selling points of the MagView system is that you can use just about any case that will fit on your phone as long as you have the magnetic plate that attaches to these cases. So I went out and I just bought an inexpensive standard case off of Amazon, and I attached that magnetic plate onto it. I will say that I do like having the magnetic plate because I have a mounting system in my truck that attaches to a magnet on the back of a phone, and that allows it to be hands-free in the car. And I appreciate the ability to use that with this system. However, when I went to use the MagView system on the optic, I realized that a small ring around the lenses on the back of my camera actually came into play and made it a little bit more difficult to obtain the image that I needed with the MagView system. This is actually a common feature on a lot of cases because it adds a little bit of added protection to the lens area on the back of the phone. It didn't seem to have a major effect on the image quality. However, I did recognize that when I was trying to readjust the phone on the MagView system, it was difficult because of that lip. I still think it's pretty nice to have the ability to pick just about any case, but I would recommend finding a case that doesn't have that lip or is a little bit more sleek or flat on the back, because I think it will work with that system a little bit better. So for this, I gave the MagView system a 3.8 out of 5. If there's one category that the Ollin system has some room to improve, it's the case usability. The Ollin system has a case that is designed to be on your phone at all times. It's supposed to be able to be easy to get in and out of your pocket, and because of that, it makes it a little bit quicker and easier to use because it's always on your phone at all times. Here's the issue. Close examination of the case shows that the magnetic part of the case sticks out and kind of is a little bit more bulky. Because of this, it gets hung up on a pocket every once in a while. It's just a little bit weird and awkward in your hand. It looks like with the manufacturing, the case and the magnetic portion were manufactured separately, and there's exposed adhesive on the inside, which is probably going to catch all kinds of junk and nastiness under there. Another huge limitation with the Ollin case is that because this is here, it blocks all the other camera lenses. When I was filming my hunts for the first couple of years, all I used was my phone. I didn't have any special cameras or any other extra gear. It was simply my phone. It's amazing what you can capture nowadays with your phone, but to catch all of the different features and all of the different characteristics, you have to have the ability to use all of the lenses. Once again, having some kind of system where this is detachable will probably be ideal. Lastly, you can just feel that this is flimsy, weak, and not going to give your phone a lot of protection. I'm willing to bet that iteration number 2 of the Ollin system will have some kind of detachable magnet that will probably allow it to be a little bit more user-friendly, and I would suggest a little bit more work on the case. So with these limitations, I ended up giving the Ollin system a 3 out of 5. All right, if you've made it this far, I want to thank you for coming over to the channel. If you're liking this video and you think it's helpful, please smash the like button to let me know. I really want to hear you guys' feedback on these Digiscoping systems and add in anything that you think I may have missed. Also, to ensure you don't miss any future upcoming videos, please hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when I post a new video. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever done a matchup like this with different products. If there's other products that you'd like me to put head to head, just let me know down in the comments and I'd love to do something else soon. So category 4 will be a quick one. One feature that I think is important with a Digiscoping system is the ability to be able to glass with that system. Currently, I'm using a Vortex Razor HD 27 to 60 power spotting scope. Honestly, at the price point, it's fantastic glass, especially with the Vortex warranty. This is mounted on the Canati Pro carbon fiber tripod, by far one of the best tripods on the market. Look for an upcoming review video on this in the future. It's an essential tool that I rarely, if ever, leave the house without when I'm going out to the field. And taking away the ability to glass with that optic is going to significantly deter my hunting abilities. So the Ghost Guy system is actually designed to be removed quickly from the optic when you're ready to glass with it. This has kind of been factored in category 1, considering that the setup time was so long for the Ghost Guy system. However, when it's off of the spotting scope, it obviously doesn't deter my glassing ability at all. And for that, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Both the phone scope and the Ollin system are designed to have an attachment piece that stays on the optic at all times, and that allows you to actually glass through it. I found that both of the attachments were comfortable to glass through and didn't deter the glassing experience at all, and so I ended up giving both of these a 5 out of 5 in this category. The MagView system is also designed to stay on the optic, but I ran into a really big problem with this. You see, I am left eye dominant, so when I am glassing through the spotter, I use my left eye and it's more comfortable for me to use my left eye. Well, the MagView system has this magnetic flap that comes out, and that is right in the way of my nose when I'm trying to glass with this system. The only way to really avoid that would be to completely change the flap to a different direction, which I guess wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's just not designed to be used like that. And so for this, I ended up giving the MagView a 3 out of 5. The 5th category is price. Right now, it seems like the hunting world is getting more and more gadget heavy, and all of that comes at a price. I'd be the first one to say, hey, spend your money on something else. Spend it on your weapons, spend it on tags, spend it on your optics before you spend big money on these Digiscoping systems. The Ghost Guy attachment I found online on Amazon at $35.99. At this price point for what it does, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I think that's a fantastic price for what you get in the Ghost Guy system with its universality. Phone scope comes in shipped and after taxes at $87.23. Thank you, Brian Call, for the discount code. I feel like this cost is pretty reasonable, especially with what you're getting with the phone scope. It's tailor fit to your phone, tailor fit to your optic, and I think that's pretty impressive. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. Using code GRIDDY, again, Brian Call, you're the man, I ended up getting the Ollin system for $171.84, and that was shipped to my door here in Arizona. As for the MagView system, I used Chris B's code, BREAL, BEEREAL. Just want to thank Chris for that. Now at this price point, both of these hurt a little bit. That's a lot of money to spend on something like this. Again, that's money that can go other places, tags, etc. And if you're working on a budget, that hurts. So because of that, I ended up giving both of these systems a 3 out of 5. All right, time for the final category, category number 6. Now, I scored this one a little bit differently. While using these various systems making this video, I realized that the Ghost Sky system and the Ollin system allow you to pretty seamlessly switch between landscape and portrait mode on your camera. However, if you're going to do that with the phone scope, you actually have to remove the attachment from the optic and turn it a little bit so that you can actually get that angle. For the MagView system, you actually have to use an Allen wrench to completely detach the attachment off of the optic and reattach it in a different configuration. Once again, it's not really designed for that. So for this reason, I ended up taking a point away from both the phone scope and the MagView system. Now, because the Ollin system allows you to seamlessly go from landscape to portrait to landscape to portrait, I went ahead and gave it another point. I thought this was pretty impressive. All right, we did it. That's 6 categories and we've got everything that we need. It's time to tally up these points. Now, I want to make this very clear. I did my best to eliminate bias from the scoring system and added the categories I thought were the most important to me. Don't forget that you can play with this as much as you want. Use your own scores, use your own system, do whatever you need to make this decision. Hopefully what I've done helps, and hopefully you can use it while making your decision of what Digiscoping platform you're going to take into the field this year. Quite shocking to me, last place of the 4 systems was the MagView system. While it does offer a pretty amazing image quality and enables you to center the camera directly on the optic, its slow image acquisition, its high price point, its challenges with glassing, and its inability to switch between portrait and landscape mode seriously hinder the Digiscoping experience with this particular platform.
Coming in with a bronze was the Ghost Sky system.
Yes, the Ghost Sky system does have some challenges with vignetting, and also it is quite bulky, but considering its price point, it does a great job of Digiscoping, and I think it's great for the person who's on a budget who still wants to Digiscope.
Phone scope takes home the silver.
While it is not the most efficient system on the market, I think it does a dang good job of Digiscoping at its price point, and especially considering the recent updates to the case. And for the win, the gold, today's champion,
Ollin comes in with the win.
While there are a few things I think that can be tweaked, specifically with the case in the Ollin system, this is by far the most efficient and accurate Digiscoping system that I've found on the market today. With ease, it connects to the optic, perfectly centered every single time in either landscape or portrait mode, and detaches very easily, allowing you to glass through the optic as much as you need. This year, I'm looking forward to taking the Ollin system out in the field and capturing some amazing memories. Look forward to another video after this season where I'll give you an update on how it went using the Ollin system throughout the season. Again, thank you for watching and good luck this hunting season. We'll see you guys.